the floor to look for another door. I'm slipping to the mystery of the night. I know there is an easy way, but it is my choice anyway. Don't let me waste my time in futile thinking anymore. Waiting not to be tamed. Watch me, I never will lean upon you. I can go by myself, fly in the freedom. Time never stopped away from me. Looking for answers and looking for the clue. Fly in the Nobody taught me to hint, live a happy life of a dream. I'm not waiting for a fortune teller. I feel that my wish will come true. I never thought I'd head to that line. Is it my treasure? Tell me what I really look for. Fancy came to my mind. It leads me to somewhere far away. Distant place, distant time, fly in a
Alright. Hopefully everything's working. Okay. Alright. Hi, everyone. So, let me just get started by saying fuck AI. But also, so, this has been something I have kind of been up in the air about. I've been thinking about doing this for a bit now, and that is taking AR art images. God, why am I'm stumbling words today. I don't know why. Taking AI images that I have found and turning them into actual art by redrawing them in my own style. There we go. So, a lot of this has this has sort of been up in the air of whether or not I wanted to do this. It's something I was just like, you know what, down the line. It's down the line. This is something that I want to sort of focus on much later. And then I started noticing, like, images being generated where it's like, it made me disappointed because it was just like, I look at this and I'm like, I really wish that wasn't actual art done by an artist. For example, I looked at this and I'm like, I really wish this was an actual image done by an artist. By the way, to those that don't know, it's supposed to be a generated image of Sela. And I'm just like, I'm looking at this, I'm like, why wasn't this just done by an artist? And then I'm thinking, why am I asking this? I'm an artist. Why don't I just fucking do that? So that's what I'm going to be doing. Alright. So I do have, like, I posted in my circle, just, hey, here's a channel full of, like, AI images. People can send, hey, Phantom Orochi. I just posted in my circle, hey, I don't, because I have my circle where I was just like, I legitimately have a rule that says, in my circle, quote, you post AI, I will fucking kill you. But, in my circle, I just posted this little channel where I'm just like, alright, you can send me AI images, but note that I will be redrawing them in my own style, because fuck AI. And I've come across a number of different images, one of course being Sela, and I wanted to sort of get started on that. So, first things first, I'm gonna need a decent template to sort of keep in mind. Yeah, this will work. It's not perfect, but it'll work. Okay, so my thought process for this is we're going to be drawing Sela, but let me show it up here. We're going to be drawing Sela, but yeah, this fit that she's wearing where she's in a denim fit, I'm thinking, yeah, I could do that, but also, because one, I'm just going to say this right here. One, I do not like the colors that they are working with the fucking image generation. Because it feels so flat, muted, and lifeless to me. I feel like a lot of the... While I don't actually... I'm not really in favor of Mihoyo's asymmetrical character design a lot of the times. I will admit the colors are very pretty. They're very pretty, and I do like the use of color, but I just really wish the design was a lot less busy, you know? So I figure, why not take some of these purples and blues that she's got on her official design and customize it with something around this denim design. I also might, regarding this, I also might change up some stuff because I just feel like that is a lot better. Like, that fucking denim skirt, I feel like she doesn't need. Like, she already has something, like, going on with her hot pants. I think I could just keep that in, and that would be fine. But, yeah. So, before we get into actually drawing the fucking... the fucking AI image, I do gotta get, sort of, like, just a base of a pose set up. So, in my mind, I am thinking... I'm thinking about this, and I'm thinking, like... You ever see, like, characters whenever, like, you know, sort of, like, laid-back sort of combatants or fighters? Like, they carry this, like, long pole weapon, and they have it, like, around the back of their neck, and they're sort of, like, hang on to it with, like, both their hands. Kind of like, well, kind of like a handlebar or, like, a railing. But they have it, like, they're just using it like that, kind of. In my mind, I'm thinking that pose. So, sort of give you an idea of what I mean, right? Let's say, because in this instance, we're going to make the pole her scythe. Because that's what she carries as a weapon. Let's say this is a scythe, right? What I want to do is this. Something like that. Yeah. And then I was like, I'm just thinking also, it's like, what other, like, I was thinking, like, what kind of background could I use? And then I was looking around, right? I was thinking, just like, I'm piecing this all together in my head, because it was just like, do I want to make this like a simple thing, or do I want to make a full artwork out of this? And I was looking, and I remember, because before current day HSR, I was big into it, and I remembered there was a particular area in the game where I'm just like, matching this together with the artwork I had in mind, like, this could work out perfectly. And that area in particular was Belobog. And then there is a particular scene I had in mind with the characters, and I'm like, I just looked at it and I'm like, this could really work. It's a scene from the end of, I think, it was like the end of the story, where the characters are walking up a stairs. I don't know if people know what I'm talking about, but it's very much like at the end of the story, when all the characters from underneath Belbog come up to the surface. And I'm just thinking, couldn't I do that for that scene? Like, from the front view, though. So basically, what I'm trying to do at, right? What I'm trying to get at is something like this. Right? Something like... Wait. Yeah. Okay, then we'll flip that. Yeah. Okay, it's weird. But... Actually, that's way too in. Okay, well, you get the idea, right? You get the idea. Like, very much making the background a staircase, her sort of walking up it. So that, mixed with this idea of just her balancing her scythe beyond the back of her neck and walking up it. Like, that's the idea I want to go with. It's gonna take a bit of time, though. I do not think I'm gonna get finished in one stream, but one step at a time. So before I even get ahead of myself, first we do gotta draw the pose. Okay. So first things first. Gotta draw a circle. Well, that's not a circle, that's the line. I think... yeah, that'll work. If need be, I'll make it smaller. This just needs to be a sketch, so it doesn't need to be perfect. Okay. Also, sorry if I'm not reading the messages right on time. I have chat to the side for this one. Usually, I'm like, anytime I'm like streaming or anything, I usually have chat like just to the lower half of my screen, so that way, like, if I'm playing something, I notice, oh, chat's talking. But no, this usually when I'm streaming, I just have like chat on another screen so that I can focus. I do have some things to talk about, at least for this stream, though. Because I've been watching and looking up some new stuff. So I might start rambling and whatnot. Like usual. But I recently been making it a habit to go back and, like, watch some old media. Because, I don't know, I'm just kind of... I guess I kind of have sort of an itch to just watch more nostalgic stuff. Or stuff that's, like... stuff that is kind of getting old. For instance, I went back and watched The Fast and the Furious. And I'm talking about, like, the one from 2001. Like, the first ever film. I'm just looking and listening. That's fine. Yeah. But I'm talking about, like, the first ever film that they came out with. Like, the 2001... Fast and Furious film, whatnot, that very much popularized the whole tuner culture ordeal. And, like, the day before I did that, my friend Smug, she tells me about the new Mario Kart game that's coming out, which I've heard about the discourse about the Switch 2. If you want to know my thoughts on it, I like a lot of what it has to offer. I really wish a lot of the games and whatnot were not so fucking expensive. That's my thought process on it, but I'm pretty sure that's not any new information. But yeah, and at the time I was just like, I was assuming that she was sending it to me because she recommended, oh, you must like racing games, so you'll probably like this, and it's just like, no, that's not really why, personally, I play racing games. And to those who don't know, yeah, I focus on, in my own free time, I will play like a racing game every now and then. And the reason why I do it, like the reason why I play games like, say, Forza Horizon, is mainly because of tuner culture. Now, to those who are, like, way too young to know what I'm talking about, tuner culture, and I'm just gonna out a lot of people who grew up during that time, tuner culture was very much like, it was all about the cars, but instead of, because here's the big thing nowadays, when I say that, right, when I talk about, like, oh yeah, tuner culture, it's all about the cars. Most people, I imagine nowadays, would probably think, oh, so you guys were, like, really into, like, engines and rims and whatnot, you're really into that kind of stuff, right? No, actually. I'm gonna out a lot of people here. The reason why me and so many people were into just tuner culture to begin with was not even like the engines, not even stuff like that. We didn't really give a fuck about like just oh man, these cars have like this kind of engine or whatnot. We didn't really give a fuck about any of that. No, what we cared most about, believe it or not, was how the cars looked. And I'm talking about like, if you want an example of what I'm talking about, look up any car in like the Fast and Furious 1 and 2, and you'll see what I mean. It is very much cars that look good. That is very much a case of what me and many other people liked about tuner culture back in the day. Because that was a cool thing. It was like, all these guys have like cool cars, and it was just like they were tricked out to the motherfucking nines. Like, it wasn't simply just like, oh, this was like, it wasn't simply like, you know, stuff you would find in like hip-hop videos or anything. No, these were cars with actual identity on some level. That was the thing. And I think that's a big thing of like what me and many others liked about him. Now, like, kind of cut back to the whole thing of like racing games nowadays. It's a shame because I feel like it's gotten lost. I feel like the whole thing around I feel like the whole thing around like tuner culture has just kind of gotten lost. Where, like, for example, right, I will play Forza Horizon 4, and in that game you can, you know, download certain decals or certain like full on like decals and vinyls and whatnot for cars that people have made, and you know, you can be cool. Like, I will see, you know, sometimes people will make, like, oh, like, there's this particular anime character, and I made them into I made them onto, like, this car, or, oh, like, this was a car from this particular movie or something, and I just recreated the visuals from that, you know? Like, I've seen, like, people recreate Need for Speed, vehicles in Forza, you know? Or you can just create your own, which I have done. And, you know, like, you know, that part is really cool, but it just makes me miss the days of, like, old school Need for Speed. You know what I'm talking about? Like, old school Need for Speed, old school Midnight Club. You talk to anybody who grew up in the early 2000s, right? And if they tell you about any racing game to get, it was one of three things in my mind. It was Need for Speed Underground 1 and 2, and I guess technically you can call that 1, since they're both a series. Need for Speed Underground, Midnight Club 3, and then Gran Turismo 4. Gran Turismo 4 was the racing sim game, which pretty much is sort of the major which pretty much is sort of the major draw for a lot of racing games now, is that they try to go for more realism, and I'm not really for it. But you know, it's like, for everything else, right? If you wanted a good street racer game, if you wanted a good street racer game where it's like you could customize your car the way you wanted, like, genuinely, 100% just recommend either Need for Speed Underground or Midnight Club 3. Like, those were the big ones. And nowadays, it's just simcades. It's just racing sims, and it just makes me kind of, I don't know, it makes me kind of wishing we had, like, I guess, just something along the lines of, like, a street racer today. Like, something that's done right, honestly. But we just don't. And regarding the whole thing of tuner culture, I mean, it was a big thing back in the day. And I still like it. I still think it's fun, but I don't know. In my eyes, it sort of devolved into hypebeast culture now, and I don't know. It's just not fun anymore. Like, because with hypebeast culture, the big thing is it's no longer about, you know, oh, we take this car and then we trick it out to make it look cool and everything. Now it's about brands, about that kind of shit. And I don't really much care for it. 2000s, you know, early to mid 2000s was definitely a time capsule nowadays, but there's a lot of enjoyable stuff out of it. I definitely think, like, again, if you want to very much, like in my eyes, right? If you wanted to have sort of like a slice of like some of the best, I think the early to mid 2000s had genuinely like tuner culture, like gaming, I think is some of the best stuff out there. In my eyes. But yeah, it's just a shame. But yeah. I don't know, I went back to watch it, and now I'm like in the mood of like, oh man, now I wanna watch like the best Fast and Furious movies, and you can ask anybody who was a fan of that. Most likely they will probably say the answers are 1, 2, and Tokyo Drift, and then it's just kind of that. And I agree. I don't really like the Fast and Furious movies after like Tokyo Drift. It's just not, I don't know, it's just not all that entertaining to me. It's just in my eyes loses the magic. Loses the magic of what the series used to be. Yeah. Other than that, I mean, I could talk, you know, a bit about tuner culture, you know, but other than that, I mean, I've been looking into like some other stuff, especially stuff that's come out recently. I watched the first episode of Lazarus, which is, I believe, the Shinichiro Watanabe anime. To those who don't know, he directed Cowboy Bebop and Samurai Champloo and Carole & Tuesday. And he's come back with Lazarus. And I believe it was with him and also the director of John Wick. And I was watching the first episode and I'm just blown away by the detail and the detail that they decided to bring forth on this. It's like that first episode is it just blew me away. Oh, man. Yeah. So right now, again, I'm just trying to create, like, sort of a base sketch. I'm not really here to, unlike AI, make it perfect. Just here to get things going. And I'm looking at this and I'm thinking, like, with what I am intending, it's probably best to sort of zoom it out. And in my mind, I'm thinking it's just like, you know what also would be better? As if this was rotated 90 degrees, you know? Here. Yeah, I'm looking at it now and I'm just like, yeah, those arms could be out more. Those arms could be out more. Here. Let me see. I'm looking at this and I'm like, I want to find that balance. Like that. Something like that. Something like that. Yeah. Yeah, that actually looks better. I mean, it still looks like it needs improvement, but it looks better. I think that's definitely the angle I want to go for. There we go. Let's bring it up again. Yeah, I'm seeing why I got it wrong the first time. Because, you see, the problem is, I'm trying to go for here, but I've been going up here. Yeah, that looks more right. That, yeah, if I drew the hands right now, that would be a bit more right. Now the question is, it's just, how do I go about the rest of the body? So my thought process is, because these arms are going to be more toward the back. I think the better option would be to get rid of, like, the underarm right here. Put more focus, like, put the chest front first and foremost. Something like that. Yeah, something like that. And I do want to, because I don't want to just do... Okay, hold up. So first off, we're gonna merge these. And then for this... Wrong one. Gonna do it 90 degrees. Because I feel like... that's honestly gonna be a lot more. It's gonna be better. I feel like what I'm trying to do is gonna be more... Yeah, I was right. Yeah, I feel like this is gonna be more suited to this. And I would even say... Also, like, I just looked at the pose and I'm like, wow, that fits that portrait pretty well. Okay. So... Okay. Okay. So now I have to decide, like, just what leg do I want to go first? And I think... I don't really think it matters. That I'm just thinking, because what I want to do is... Yeah, I want to have her going down a staircase. Let me see if I have something that can... I might end up having something that I actually could use as a template. Hold on, didn't I take... I might have taken, like, I might have done something for, like, college. I don't know if I have it on this computer, but I can check. Wait, do I? Oh, I have that. Okay. I might have it... Oh, wait, I might have it saved on my phone. Hold on. I might have a reference for, like, a staircase or something saved on my phone. Because I did that as, like, a school project. I might have not deleted it. Let's see here. School projects. I think I found something here. Oh, I did. Yeah. Yeah. This could work. I just need to send this to my computer. Yeah, so that's really easy. Okay, so let me just get this into templates, and then I should have something for, like, just a reference for what I need for, like, a staircase shot. Because I don't do that too much. I don't do staircase shots all too much. Or at all. First time for everything. Okay, picture is in my computer. Alright, so let me see about bringing it to the big screen. Here it is. There we go. Yeah. Kind of want to do something with this. I'm wondering, though, would flipping it vertically... Kinda. I mean, above all else, I mean, either way, right? The perspective wouldn't change. The perspective wouldn't change because the closer you are, the larger the staircase is going to get, but the further you are away from it, the further you are, the smaller the staircase is going to get. So... No. Like, very much that itself could be a... That itself could be actually a pretty decent shot. But at the same time, right? I guess I can't just do that kind of trick, but... What I want to do is... I want to bring this... Right? Like, I want to bring that line of the staircase down to where it clearly looks like it's going down. Because from here, it looks like... With the staircase, right? It looks like she's walking downstairs. I want her to look like she's walking upstairs. I think I might know how. I'm just trying to lay out the sort of the groundwork for what the background I want later, because I'm not going to do it now. It's not exactly ideal. By Jove, I think I found it. Hang on. Yeah. I think I found it. Okay. Yeah. Yeah, that's the kind of angle I want. So let's tip it up a little. Whoops. Okay. Okay. But anyway, that there. I mean, that can actually genuinely help. Because it at least gives me the groundwork to where I feel like and then why don't we just go ahead and lower it that much. Right. So let me hang on. In store for just walking, because I know I've done drawings with that before. That I should be able to pull that up. Where is it? Where is it? Where is it? A lot of sitting poses, a lot of half body poses. Oh, this could work. That definitely can help. Yeah. It's not legs, but it can definitely work to help me out with later. Anyway. Okay, I think I found one. I just want to double check if there's anything here that I have that's better. I think I do, but... Yeah, you know what? Screw it. Yeah, I think I found one. So let me just... Yeah. Okay, so yeah. Too far in. Okay, so let's get rid of this. Okay. It's gonna look weird, but let's double check. Okay, it doesn't look that weird. It doesn't look that weird. I got more or less got it right. But yeah, it could. I could definitely look at this and like it could use some improvements. Okay. So I think the problem is I am having with this is what I'm trying to do is I'm trying to make it more like perspective accurate. But the problem is what I feel like my hand wants to do is try to make everything in the photo, and it's just like, no. Honestly, I'm just looking at the pose, right? I'm looking at the pose, and I think, like, this, honestly, relatively, I could sort of lift just the general position for this onto what I'm working with, because I think that that actually is better. So in order for me to do that, I have to give off the idea that it is leaning more to my right and her left. Which I don't think is a problem. I don't think it's necessarily too hard. I think I may have leaned a little too much to the left. Let me try this. Then yeah. And then what I'm gonna do is part of this. There we go. So what I want to do is I want to take top half with the arms and then slant them ever so. There we go. Like, yeah. I think that works. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, I like the idea of... Here, let me pull this up. I like the idea of going more for something like this, as opposed to what I was going with just as a start with a full symmetry. Because that way it looks a little more natural. Because bodies aren't constantly symmetrical. And, like, yeah, it still needs work, but it's coming along fine. And keep in mind to the people who just are joining and everything, right? What I'm trying to do is redraw an AI image. Oh. Yeah. I'm trying to redraw this because fuck AI. Anyway. So, I'm thinking... I think I've been going for an hour now. I think relatively I got some decent progress in here. Honestly, I think this is some of the best progress I've gotten in a long while. Mainly because I figured out, like, you know, what to do with the sketch and everything. I think... Take a breather here, take a break. I'll take a step back and sort of look at what I need to do next. But the fact that I got here is pretty amazing. Yeah.
Two hands meet at zenith, nothing comes between us. Dancing like ballerinas under the moonlight all night long. How these plain and simple scenes get painted so vividly by you. I just wanna stay with you around the water, we slowly dance. Whenever our eyes meet, you know you leave me in a trance. It means everything to me looking down below. I'll always seem to fine, no matter where you might go. Remember, you'll be on my mind. Two ends meet at zenith, nothing comes between us. Dancing like ballerinas under the moonlight all night long. How these plain and simple scenes get painted so vividly by you. I just wanna stay with you around the water, we slowly dance. Whenever our eyes meet, you know you leave me in a trance. It means everything to me looking down below. I'll always seem to find, no matter where you might go. Remember, you'll be on my mind. Two ends meet at zenith, nothing comes between us. Dancing like ballerinas under the moonlight all night long. How these plain and simple scenes get painted so vividly by you. I just wanna stay with you around the water, we slowly dance. Whenever our eyes meet, you know you leave me in a trance. It means everything to me looking down below. I'll always seem to find, no matter where you might go. Remember, you'll be on my mind. Two ends meet at zenith, nothing comes between us. Dancing like ballerinas under the moonlight all night long. How these plain and simple scenes get painted so vividly by you. I just wanna stay with you around the water, we slowly dance. Whenever our eyes meet, you know you leave me in a trance. It means everything to me looking down below. I'll always seem to find, no matter where you might go. Remember, you'll be on my mind. Two ends meet at zenith, nothing comes between us. Dancing like ballerinas under the moonlight all night long. How these plain and simple scenes get painted so vividly by you. I just wanna stay with you around the water, we slowly dance. Whenever our eyes meet, you know you leave me in a trance. It means everything to me looking down below. I'll always seem to find, no matter where you might go. Remember, you'll be on my mind. Two ends meet at zenith, nothing comes between us. Dancing like ballerinas under the moonlight all night long. How these plain and simple scenes get painted so vividly by you. I just wanna stay with you around the water, we slowly dance. Whenever our eyes meet, you know you leave me in a trance. It means everything to me looking down below. I'll always seem to find, no matter where you might go. Remember, be on my mind. Two hands meet at zenith, nothing comes between us. Dancing like ballerinas under the moonlight all night long. How these plain and simple scenes get painted so vividly by you. I just wanna stay with you around the water, we slowly dance. Whenever our eyes meet, you know you leave me in a trance. It means everything to me. Looking down below, I'll always seem to find, no matter where you might go, remember you'll be on my mind. Two hands meet at zenith, nothing comes between us. Dancing like ballerinas under the moonlight all night long. How these plain and simple scenes get painted so vividly by you. I just wanna stay with you around the water, we slowly dance. Whenever our eyes meet, you know you leave me in a trance. It means everything to me. Looking down below, I'll always seem to find, no matter where you might go, remember you'll be on my mind. Two hands meet at zenith, nothing comes between us. Dancing like ballerinas under the moonlight all night long. How these plain and simple scenes get painted so vividly by you. I just wanna stay with you around the water, we slowly dance. Whenever our eyes meet, you know you leave me in a trance. It means everything to me. Looking down below, I'll always seem to find, no matter where you might go, remember you'll be on my mind. Two hands meet at zenith, nothing comes between us. Dancing like ballerinas under the moonlight all night long. How these plain and simple scenes get painted so vividly by you. I just wanna stay with you around the water, we slowly dance. Whenever our eyes meet, you know you leave me in a trance. It means everything to me. Looking down below, I'll always seem to find, no matter where you might go, remember you'll be on my mind. Two hands meet at zenith, nothing comes between us. Dancing like ballerinas under the moonlight all night long. How these plain and simple scenes get painted so vividly by you. I just wanna stay with you around the water, we slowly dance. Whenever our eyes meet, you know you leave me in a trance. It means everything to me. Looking down below, I'll always seem to find, no matter where you might go, remember you'll be on my mind. Two ends meet at zenith, nothing comes between us. Dancing like ballerinas under the moonlight all night long. How these plain and simple scenes get painted so vividly by you. I just wanna stay with you around the water, we slowly dance. Whenever our eyes meet, you know you leave me in a trance. It means everything to me looking down below. I'll always seem to find, no matter where you might go. Remember, you'll be on my mind. Two ends meet at zenith, nothing comes between us. Dancing like ballerinas under the moonlight all night long. How these plain and simple scenes get painted so vividly by you. I just wanna stay with you around the water, we slowly dance. Whenever our eyes meet, you know you leave me in a trance. It means everything to me looking down below. I'll always seem to find, no matter where you might go. Remember, you'll be on my mind. Two ends meet at zenith, nothing comes between us. Dancing like ballerinas under the moonlight all night long. How these plain and simple scenes get painted so vividly by you. I just wanna stay with you around the water, we slowly dance. Whenever our eyes meet, you know you leave me in a trance. It means everything to me looking down below. I'll always seem to find, no matter where you might go. Remember, you'll be on my mind.
Alright, I'm back. Okay. So, I've been thinking about it, because the next thing I wanted to draw was sort of like the startup for the face and the hair and everything. And it struck me real quick, it was just like, okay, so I'm looking over Sela, right? I'm looking over Sela. And right off the bat, like, I've already noticed this about AI images, right? But it was just like, regarding the entire thing, the one thing I noticed mostly is the face. And there are some people who are going to say, well, why? What's wrong with the face? You look like, I don't get what the problem is. It's just like, well, I mean, it's what you're not seeing that's the problem. And what I'm not seeing is, you want to know what I'm not seeing regarding AI images? Fucking expressions. I'm not seeing genuine, like, expression behind the face. It looks like the image generator took the most, like, boring, bland, expressionless face that they could go with and went that. Like, okay. Like, this is one thing I like about some artists I do follow. Like, even Rule 34 artists, I feel genuinely at times will get this down to a T. Like, I could pull up one of the artists I like. Don't worry, it's not going to be anything that I can't show on YouTube. I'm gonna pull up just an example from Kinkymation. This is an artist I actually do like. Okay. Hey, don't worry, this is not it. Okay, so this is from Kinkymation. Don't worry, this is not going to be sus, but there. Yeah. So, like, genuinely, well, she genuinely has, like, a good understanding of posture work and everything. Like, the one thing I love most is her work with expressions. And, like, genuinely, regarding the face and regarding actual Haru, yeah, that's not the one I wanted. I just had a picture of Haru up. Here we go. The actual face of Haru, like, you can see, like, the genuine kind of expression and how she essentially got that across with her work. Like, that's something where it's just like, if I saw Haru from the original rent, and then I saw the fan art of her, and I'm just like, yeah, that seems like Haru. This is something that I don't think the AI really gets across. Is that I don't like when I'm looking at just the entire design, if it wasn't for the hair gradient that it tries to do, I don't really think I would acknowledge that. I'd be able to know that that is Sela, is the thing. Like, if you were to compare two and two together, it's like, without the hair gradient, like, I could, like, fucking make that just black if I wanted to. I don't think I would really be able to tell it's Sela. But if she had more, like, expression in her face and her eyes were more a lot like her actual eyes, I think that would have been, like, I think it could have been a lot more easier to read. And that's why I feel like, just, again, this is what I do not like about AI generation. Is that it just feels like it searches up just images of what... It probably, if I had to guess, probably searches up images of, like, I don't know, Sela, but also characters like Acheron, because they're basically the same fucking character, just modeled differently on some level. And it just went, yeah, let's just combine the fucking two. Also, the more I look at the fucking AI, the more I'm realizing, like, how lopsided the fucking face is. But yeah. Like, genuinely, this is what I want to do next. I want to do expressions. Okay. Shit, where's my pen? I just had it here. Ah, never mind. Found it. I'll work... Okay. The body is not finished. It can definitely use some work. But I feel like if I focus too much on it all in one go, I'm going to mess it up even more. So I want to get through more of the sketch before I immediately decide, you know what? I'm going to, like... I'm just going to correct the entire sketch of the body pose. Okay, so her eye, and so this is with ears, so this is gonna be, I don't know, maybe the ears should be a little more shorter. And open up. Yeah. Something like that. Oh. I'm seeing the problem. Okay. Alright, yeah. Okay. I also have to redo it because I think the angle on this line is wrong. Yeah, because it's over the horizon line. And you don't want anything over the horizon line to look like it's more down. Yeah, because if it's all the way down, she's gonna look mean. No. Like, her face... Sue's face has this very soft expression to it. And I want to kind of accentuate that. And the easiest way to do that is using the perspective and what I have on hand to better address that. So... let's say... Okay. The eyes feel a little too big. Something like that. Hold on. Let me see about... Eyes do look a little too rectangular, don't they? Because I believe... something like that. He has a very long hair. Like down to the lower back. Two straight down. Something like that. Okay, now that I'm adding like more line work for what I'm gonna be doing, like further into the sketch, and then when I go into line art, I think I can start like going forward with like sketching in some of the clothing. Okay. Alright, so actually, I'm looking at Sila's design. Honestly, I think I could just remove some of these extra layers, and I don't really think you would have to change too much. This is the thing, right? Let's look at the AI image again. Yeah, it's going with denim jacket, denim hot pants, and a sports bra essentially. And okay, but I'm also looking at Sela, and it's like, without the extra layers, she already kind of has that fit going on. So I'm like, why not just remove some layers, add on a denim jacket, and then just go with that? Alright, so let me see. Okay. Okay, from the looks of it, it's sort of a bow, kinda? I think I'll make this the cutoff point. Double this. And then let's flip it. Okay. All right. I might keep it in the scarf and... Yeah, I might just keep it in the scarf and then maybe the piece of cloth that is tied to her left arm. Yeah, because I'm looking at this, right? Let's bring it up again. I'm looking at, like, the AI image, and I'm looking like, okay, denim jacket, sports bra, denim pants, and I'm like, if you look at Sela's design, she's basically wearing a similar vibe except the jacket, but just remove a number of layers. So it's just like, so I'm thinking, why don't I just draw some of these, like, layers that are covering her body without the extra baggage, and then add in a denim jacket or something, right? Yeah, I know some people are going to be like, well, that's not exactly like what the AI did. Well, fuck it, the AI. Bro. I'm here to make fan art of Sela. I'm here to redraw what the fucking AI generated. Fuck going for accuracy. Accuracy on the AI, that is. That's why I haven't really been using it for reference most of this stream. And then this is just gonna be guesswork. Piece of cloth underneath the black piece of cloth is... Yeah, let's just... There we go. Holy, wait, hold on. I'm looking at this now and I'm thinking, is that... Huh. Because I'm thinking... And then let's just throw in the scarf. There we go. Okay. Okay. And then we will throw in the pants. Hold on, it would be, yeah, it will be more closer to the skin, and considering the angle. Let me see. I was a little too far down. Right idea, but too much. Yeah, something like that. And then the denim jacket. Okay. Okay.
She searching for something that's different. Yeah. Like where is it at? She want a man with a vision. Yeah. But that boy like a bad on top of that, he not listen. He going outside, but said that you give him attention. Yeah. Why you do that? You giving up more than you getting. Baby, take your time because you're worth it. yourself. Might even love him, do anything for him. He won't do the same cause you're hurting yourself. Bad for your heart, bad for your health. You're more than a toy that he put on a show. He never changed, you're playing his games. You're running back to him, you're playing yourself. One day he gon' realize he long for something more. And that thing that he been chasing something that he had before. And he start to look within and realize he's been at war. Now he's falling out of love with all the things he's knew before. Searching for something that's different, yeah. Like where is it at? He want a woman that get it, yeah. Like where is she at? A girl that believe in his vision, yeah. You going outside but said it, you losing conviction, yeah. Why you do that? You get you should take your time because you're worth it. Love gon' find you when you stop searching. Dog, you should understand what your worth is. If she don't, then this is something that you should
Wait for high without a low. I only see the kind of not a pro. Someone to keep his mind, I'm not opposed. Someone about with body, mind, and soul. Seem every time I try, I've gotten close, but I'm never positive on my results. I've been alone, out in the cold. Feel like I'm walking around without a pulse. Got me like, what is life? Thinking my love life must be nice. Then it be feeling like everybody got somebody. Guessing they must have did something right. Plenty shorties like a bag of steeper. That mean nothing if I had to keep her. Homies wonder why the mad demeanor. Definition of the grass is greener. They living going outside, been feeling the crash from all the turbulence. Trying to follow a path, I clean up my act, they do me the dirtiest. It's not on the tag, the price isn't courteous. Guess I've been stuck in the past. If I want the one, she won't go for that.
She's searching for something that's different, yeah. Like where is it at? She want a man with a vision, yeah. But that boy like a bad on top of that, he not listen. He going outside but said it, you give him attention, yeah. Why you do that?
Hold up.
Baby, take your time because you
I think the angle might be wrong.
love gon' find you when you stop searching. Girl, you want a man who knows purpose. If he don't, then that's a sign that you should wait.
That I think is better. Yeah. Yeah, alright. I think I'm gonna call it. I've gotten quite a bit done. It's still coming along, but you kind of see the vision of what I'm working with, right? If I ever found I couldn't find the picture in time with the example of what I was trying to go with, but when I find it, you'll sort of have a better understanding of what I'm going for, the whole vision. But yeah, this could definitely, I definitely know the pose could use some improvements. This is why it's just in the sketch form currently. But the way things are, yeah, this is definitely looking to actually... This is, in my eyes, looking to be a lot better than what the fuck the AI went with. Yeah. Yeah, I think I'm gonna call it. I don't know about tomorrow, but Wednesday I should be down to do this again. I don't know, tomorrow, depending on when I'm finished with my work, I should be able to do a stream, but I don't know. Either way, yeah, thank you all for joining me. If you want to support me personally, ko-fi.com/Sozo-sha. Until the end of April, I'm doing commissions. So, yeah. I have Blue Sky, I have Cara, I have Artstation, where you can find my portfolio. If you want to see some party games from me and whatnot, and me and my friends, twitch.tv/cafeautumn. Other than that, I guess you can subscribe here if you want, but either way. Thank you all so much for joining me. I'll see y'all next time.